So, budgeting for 2025. I think a lot of people have issues keeping with their budget. So I'm going to give you and share with you some of my must-dos every week that I do every Friday when I get paid to help me stay on track, keep my budget intact, and to hit my financial goals that I want to hit every year. And of course, those change month to month sometimes, but I'm going to share with you where I'm at right now. All right, so first step I call EDAF. It's basically a zero-sum budget type situation where that stands for every dollar accounted for. That means that every dollar you spend and every dollar you make is completely accounted for a bill or food, gas, electricity, all the things that are essentials. Nothing is left to chance. If you don't have a place for that dollar to go, then it doesn't go anywhere except in your savings account. Now, one of the tools that's been very popular to do that is the envelope systems from way back with the Dave Ramsey situation when he came out with his plans. I use digital envelopes, okay, which means I have every dollar going into a specific bank account that is for a specific purpose. One is for rent, one is for electricity, or I'm going to say utilities. One is for credit card debt if there is any. One is a food budget and gas budget, and everything extra goes toward car payment, whatever the situation may be. You try to make a budget. I make a budget and have a digital envelope for every spot in my budget line items. One of the reasons we do that, of course, is so that you know exactly where the dollars are going, and you come up with a reasonable number of what needs to go in that budget, in that envelope or in that digital account that will account for your food, account for your gas, and account for your weekly expenses. That's money that's spent weekly. The rest of it should be going into accounts that are made and designed to build up to make your house payment, built up to make sure that your utility money is covered, built up to make sure that you're making your car payment. When we have car payments, I go through my credit union. Of course, we have them set up for automatic payments because it just makes sense. That way I never have to think about it. I'm never late. That's the kind of credit tips that you need to help your credit score get better. But having this money set aside and untouchable except for the purpose it's for is how you stay on track if you can't do automatics. Now, another piece of that, and I've said the word a few times, is automatic distributions. That means as soon as my check hits, that money is distributed by the dollar amount to the account that I've allotted it to go into. And I know what that amount is based on taking rent, for instance, and dividing it by 4 paychecks. I don't do it by 52 and then divide by 12 and only put just enough, right? Or the fifth month, the fifth week of the 3 or 4 months a year that we get is how I get caught up. For me, when that happens, that's bonus money that I can put toward when I was paying my house mortgage. That was extra money that went to that mortgage that month besides my amount that I was already paying extra. All right, so now we know where to put the money, what to do with it, and why. So now I want to give you a couple of tips that I have used because I was in a different financial situation than a lot of people, but it's similar to a lot of you as well. My job pays or works a lot of overtime. And a lot of people I know that I work with that are in similar situations and at different jobs that are in similar situations, they pay bills and budget their money based on overtime. Never a good idea. If you've ever done that, if you're doing it now, find a way to cut that stuff out of your budget and make sure you're living within your means. Meaning, every budget and every time you do your EDAF, every dollar accounted for, it should be based on a 40-hour salary. Right now, actually, my wife and I are basing ours on a 40 hours, not even a 40-hour paycheck. We are basing our budget based on what my retirement pension number is going to be when I retire next year. So, what that's doing basically is prepping us to be used to that financial situation and not to go silly with money and buy things we don't need just because we think we have bonus. Because it's one of those things that somebody always asks me, similar to, do you ever like to go gambling? And I said, well, I've never had extra money to burn. I know people that call that extra money to burn, to gamble, or to do things. I don't have extra money. I either have money I'm saving, or I have money I'm paying bills with, or, whatever. It's never extra. Okay, so we covered the 40-hour work week tip, and for a lot of you it makes no difference anyway. Also, base it on take-home pay. I can't believe people that continue to think that because their job pays $60,000 a year that they got $60,000 to budget. You do not. Okay, this is basic math, folks. You got to pay that. The government is always going to get theirs, always, and always going to get it first. Whatever you have left, that's what you have left. So when you buy a house, it should be based on your take-home pay. I know banks love to use, you can spend up to 30% of your gross income. Gross income is not how you pay bills, okay? If it was there, you could use it, but it's not. It's not even yours anymore. It's been gone since the minute that check got wrote. As soon as the government found out you had it, they took their money, okay? So base all your bills off of take-home pay. And if you need to do some math, just, if you typically, if you don't pay attention to it, pay attention to it one time, write down that number, and then you can use that amount times 4 weeks in a month, and that's an easy way to get your budget back on track. All right, my next tip, have a goal that you're doing with your money, okay? Whether that's if you're doing debt snowball, still trying to get out of debt with your budget, you need to designate that money going to whatever bill you're attacking and have a plan to do that. Now, if you can, pay weekly. I know that, again, going back to my car reference, the cars through my credit union, they take their weekly pay amount out of there. If I'm paying my car off or paying it down, then every time I get paid on Friday, I take the money that's extra to go toward the car, goes to the car right then, if you can do it that way. And the reason is you want to remove any temptation to blow your budget. If that money's sitting in the account waiting for the month to gather steam, pretty soon it's like having money in your pocket, eating a hole in your pocket. You're going to want to go buy because you think you have extra. If you have debt, you don't have extra, okay? I think everybody needs to understand that as long as you have debt, you're not making anything extra yet. You're not saving if you have debt, because the money you're saving, it should be going to pay off the debt so that you can not have that bill anymore. Once that's done, then you're saving to either increase your savings account, to put into a high yield savings account, to build your emergency fund, to help out your kids, to get farther ahead, to invest more, to put more into your 401k. Whatever that situation is, have a goal for that money so that you stay on track and you're motivated to stay on track. Okay? Anyway, I hope that helps. This is how you stay on budget in 2025. I've used this budget idea, this budget plan for years. It's what helped me get out of debt and stay out of debt and keeps us on track. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.